Hello everyone, it's JC here, and I know I said I will be posting some mental health stuff. So I figured since it's been a struggle for me lately, and it's December, so it's like winter depression season, I might as well just you know, tap it a little bit, tap into the knowledge that I've learned for being in my psychology classes at college and give you my own personal tips. Sorry, my own personal tips on how to deal with winter depression. Now, one thing I want to clarify, just because I study this stuff doesn't mean everything I say could be true. This is simply based off what I learned and based off personal experiences. So, I'll be straightforward with you. Stuff like that. So, I've learned that these things actually help me with my stuff. Like I said, it doesn't exactly help with everyone, and that's okay too. So what exactly can you do to help yourself get through such a tough season? And this could be for February, January, anything in winter, okay? So what I found, I hope that did not get picked up. That was my other video that I edited. I've lost track. So let me reevaluate here. So here's some stuff that has helped me with my winter depression and stuff like that, and my mental health getting kind of weary. Because if you follow me, then you know I deal with ADHD, stuff like that. So if you would know that for anyone who deals with these issues, anyways, is the season kind of makes it worse, and it's because, and you don't have to believe me, but I do believe it's because there's a lack of sunlight, and it's just a really emotional time of year for some people. Um, but I'll stop going off track. It's not really off track. It's just I tend to, because I have ADHD, I tend to have spontaneous thoughts, so I can't keep on one track. And if I'm talking too fast, always let me know in the comments, and then I will work on it more. So, what has helped me? So, if you want the raw answer, a lot of the stuff that you would normally get told, it kind of doesn't work for me. But that doesn't mean it doesn't work at all. So, self care can come in many different things, whether it's skincare, whether it's video games. Uh, Basically, the tips I can give you, which is not a lot, is if you simply do what you love and try to at least fit that into at least a part of your day or at least a part of your week, you'll find that it's a lot more easier to get through this month. Now, I'm still at home. I still live with my parents. I have it a lot easier than most people, but for people who are like me, what I found that helps me is surprisingly video games. This is the stuff I love: drawing, writing, um, making videos. Sorry, I'm going off screen because my laptop's dying. I'll go ahead and plug that up really quick. My laptop's kind of broke on the side, so I have to do it a weird way, but I keep getting off track. I need to stay on track. So drawing, video games, writing. I found that exercise does not help me because when I have seasonal depression, I feel I have a harder time getting out of bed. So what I personally do to get out of bed in the morning is I take my stuffed animals on the bed. I throw them across the room. Just hear me out. So it motivates me enough to get out of the bed and actually make my bed. And then that motivates me to get ready and do everything else throughout the day. I also have this sort of mindset where it's like, well, if I don't get this done, it's going to pile up over time. That's me with my laundry. Now, if I could give any tips on how to deal with that, you're asking kind of the wrong person because, unfortunately, I still deal with the weird thing of laundry. I'll let it get piled up, then I get mad. You get it. It's a cycle. But how I deal with depression is not only through hobbies, but I talk to people about it. Um, it's really a difficult thing, and it's especially difficult when Christmas is in it and my birthday is in February. So I try to look forward to the good things. Like, instead of thinking about all the bad things that can happen, I try my best. And it can be difficult to be able to just focus on the good things. And it really, even the simplest thing can be a chore when you have these sort of things wrong with you. Like like I said, me simply getting out of bed in the morning is difficult. And a lot of people are like, well, why is it so difficult? It's really hard to explain. It's almost like you have a lack of energy even though you're fine in the middle of the day. And I mean, putting up my tree, that was fun, but even decorating was a chore for me this year, and I that's why I kind of struggle so bad with like posting and stuff like that too. Um, you when you have it, you kind of just like it just feels like anything that goes wrong, it feels like it's the end of the world. And a lot of people will call you dramatic for that, but it's really not that. It's just you just feel like you'd have nothing under control. And I'm gonna hear it say that's okay. Um, because even if it is out of your control, it's not your fault because you just well, I don't really know how to explain it. Like I could go on a rant for hours about it, but I'm sorry if I'm not making any sense. It's just I want to motivate people when they have this winter depression. And as I said before, people are always like, well, you could exercise, you could do this, you could do that, you could do. What I personally think helps best is what you love to do. And I know people work. Hi, it's editing me here for the video about the winter depression stuff. Um, I said that, health professionals, they'd say, you could exercise, you can do this, you can do that. I want to clarify, I'm not saying they're wrong, okay? I'm saying that stuff doesn't help for me. And I mean, I fully encourage anything like that. If you want to exercise, that's how your way of doing it, then exercise. But not everything has to work for everybody else, and that's okay too. I just wanted to clarify that so you don't think I'm just pushing against health professionals. I mean, I'm trying to become a therapist myself. So, thank you. But you have to. Self care is so important. Like, you have to learn to love yourself before you love anybody else. And I struggle a lot with loving myself. That's why I can be sometimes bitter to some people, and I don't really want to be like that. So, I do my best, and I try to stay happy. And even though it's difficult sometimes, and it feels like I'm not, it feels like I'm not even happy sometimes, and that feels like it's for no reason. And it truly, I think it is for no reason sometimes. Um, you could turn to religion, you could turn to hobbies, you could turn to walking, even walking in the park during this time can help. It's just one thing you have to remember is that only you could take care of yourself with the help of some people, of course. But it is really important to take care of yourself around this time. Um, I don't know if you clicked on this video because you was looking for a specific answer. I personally cannot give you a specific answer, but what I've learned is that as long as you do something you love, as long as you try to be happy at least once a day and try to think of something positive that happened at least once a day, you will be fine. Um, if you have any sort of questions about this video or any sort of question about winter depression or anything like that, you could ask me. I'm not an expert yet, nor will I ever will be. because everyone's brain is wired different, but I have ADHD, I deal with seasonal depression, and it can be difficult, but you can always ask me. I'm open to any questions, no matter how weird they are. Like, I posted this just so I can help you and help you understand me better. And that's about it. I just really felt the need to talk about that since it's been kind of like that lately. But I love you guys, and do not be afraid to ask me anything in the comments. I will try to be as transparent and as honest with you, even if sometimes, I'm sorry, it comes out as kind of mean, because that's just the way that I am.